Where are you going? Oh yeah, you're going to.
St. Mark's Coffee Shop just opened up Saturday morning, January 24th, 2025. I'm 71 years old, turned 71 September 13th. Now it's wintertime here. I'm going yet through another transition. How do I bottom line this so you stay long enough to hear what I have to say? Hey Sylvia, this is of course me. First of all, the date is January 21st, the new year, 2025. I'm 71 years old, turned 71 in September. You probably maybe remember that. This is live, but anyway, this is what the Gaylord house and the St. Mark's Coffee House in the neighborhood looks like after a snowstorm. It looks quite different than summertime. Now, on this exact street in front of me, I parked my car at night, and I came in and out of St. Mark's Coffee Shop, which is right around the corner here, all throughout the summer months. I didn't move into my loft until August of 2022. Now this is tricky because I can't see that's the street there coming out of downtown. Now these Capitol Hill streets are narrow, and this is the street I actually parked on, but in the summertime you can see the houses here. They're older, kind of cool houses, but this is called City Park West. Now when I had my loft, I was able to cut to Apple Maps. I can't do it anymore. I could do it actually through my laptop, but it's not quite the same. But what I'm doing right now, I'm on a break. I'm finding a parking space in real time, January 20th, 2025. And I'm 71 years old, and when I got here, I was around 68-ish. Now you can see, this literally isn't that far from where my loft is. It's just another neighborhood. My loft is, driving-wise, in this direction, it's about a 10-minute drive. So I'm just trying to find a parking space to park to go into St. Mark's Coffee House. First question, obviously, well, this is an obvious question, but I'm not going to get the answer live because this isn't a live video, either Zoom or Facebook live video. So I'm going to ask the question. I guess if we were really talking back and forth, I could see you, you could see me, we could catch up. I could ask you what's happening, where are you living, are you in a relationship, are you happy, are you healthy, what's happening, period. Just to ask you questions for real. I'd like to know. But unfortunately, this is a one-way conversation. I'd rather have a two-way conversation. Now, sadly and regretfully, with all the videos I've sent and all this time invested in trying to connect with you, basically, I've got very little response. No guilt, no shame. I'm not trying to lay any guilt trips on you. I'm just saying it's had an opposite effect of what I originally intended. It's backfired, in fact. In fact, all I know is it looks like you come on, I see a little circle. I'm assuming it's you and not someone else. And I don't know if you've watched the videos and for how long, or if you just open Facebook Messenger, open it and close it. I'm completely in the dark. And it's sad. Time keeps racing by. Now, I can only speak for myself, and I could probably really mention a couple assumptions about you, but all they are is just assumptions from a distance that's, say, at least 6,000 miles, whether you're in Brazil or England. Regardless what's going on in your circumstances, I would just be making assumptions based on very limited information I've seen over the last few years from Facebook. For example, I think we talked about it briefly. I don't know how many years ago it was. I don't know what's happening now, if you're remarried, in a relationship, but I believe you married Arthur in a dual wedding in Brazil with Livia. I think that happened. I believe you have dual citizenship. I don't know when it was or how long. It seems, or it appears from me, from my end, that you have a love and affinity with England, very similar, but not identical, the same love and connection I feel with Japan. Oddly enough, yours is with England, mine's with Japan. I don't have dual citizenship, and also I don't speak any Japanese other than konnichiwa and arigato. But same time, one last thing that's really important. When I left Brazil, April 20th, 1999, I was 45, now I'm 71, and I had no idea everything that's happened since I left at age 45 to present was going to happen. I had no idea. In fact, most of what's happened is completely unplanned. It wasn't scripted. I didn't come back from Brazil and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. The only thing that's kind of, I guess, somewhat connected to my channel, Driving to Tokyo, is the fact that I was driving a taxi when I met you, and I believe I transitioned to driving for Jeff with Airport Specialist, and I did drive back and forth to the airport when I was in contact with you, and I can say that I believe probably somebody just pulled out. In the TikTok world, people's attention span is very short. The average Geico commercial is 34 seconds. And that's 34 seconds right there. So in a Geico world, TikTok world, you're long gone. I can't say a whole lot in 34 seconds. So I'm looking for those people that are similar. And they may be just my Lyft riders. Why am I saying that? I have picked up over 4,000 Lyft riders since I got on the Lyft platform. These are some timelines that are very important. I came back here to Denver, Colorado in a 2017 Prius Touring. I had not been here since January 2009. Prior to that, I lived here from August 1990 at age 37, about 19 years. I have a whole rich history here from age 37 to 55, including what you see behind me, St. Mark's Coffee House. And a couple blocks from here is the Gaylord House where I lived, 1741 Gaylord. I lived there 92 to about 94. In fact, while I was living there, I had my very first relationship my first girlfriend here in Denver. Her name was Debbie. We were in a relationship here 2 years, and that's a story unto itself. I'm not going to go into that now, but the point is, I had 19-year history here, and that's part of my backstory. But I'm going to talk about the present. I'm going to talk about the present through photos, videos, and spoken word. I hope you'll tag along. I'm going to go inside because it's cold outside. I'm going into St. Mark's Coffee House, and I'm going to start this morning edition of my driving to Tokyo story. I hope you tag along. I'm going inside right now. I'm all set up to make today's video. Can you just introduce yourself? This is the gang at Lou,
Lou.
Adam. This is the gang here. I just met you the other night. She's been serving me beer.
Yeah. She's a gem. You know what? Allison worked here before I worked here.
For a year.
Yeah.
She's an old timer. She was
Yeah.
going
She's
through
an
all the
old-timer.
history.
I paved the way.
Yeah.
You know,
She pretty much St. Mark's. I went through.
they call me St. Mark's. St. Mark sometimes.
Anyway, thank you for saying hello. You're live in Tokyo. I'm talking to people in Tokyo right now.
Oh, how cool.
Say hi, Tokyo.
Hi, Tokyo.
Bye. A couple minutes because for a couple reasons. First of all, it's nighttime, and I'm standing outside of a place called St. Mark's Coffee. You could even go to wherever you are in the world. You could actually type in St. Mark's Coffee in Denver and see the location. St. Mark's, it was a huge part of my first chapter of Denver, and it's definitely a big part of my new chapter of Denver. It is truly a very cool, unique place to go, especially because it's of me making what I call my video collages. I know Eric, the owner, very well. He's like a brother now to me. But way back in 1992, when I first originally moved here at age 37 in 1990, I lived right around the corner, a couple blocks from St. Mark's Coffee House, in a mansion that I was only paying $200 a month for rent. And St. Mark's was a place that I loved coming to way back when I first came to Denver. Now what happened and how I rediscovered it, I was actually walking over to where the Gaylord House, 1742 Gaylord Street was, and I happened to walk right by St. Mark's, and I completely have forgotten about it because the bottom line is I left Denver after living here from 1990 to January 2009. I left here at age 55 after a full history here of about 18 years. Think about it, 2 decades, from age 37 to 55. I had a whole bunch of history here, so much. And I left it all behind to meet my dad, who was then 75, in a place called Laguna Beach where my mom and dad were house sitting. Well, at the time, they were living up in the mountains in a home that they built, and they had been living there 30 years. Now I'm bringing them up and bringing Denver up and St. Mark's because when I lived here, I basically rented a whole bunch of places. And the whole time I lived here, my mom and dad only saw me once a year as they were passing through. My dad had retired from the San Diego PD about in his early 50s, and he got into becoming an artist, and it was his passion for 40 years to the day he died. And my mom feels that if it wasn't for art, he wouldn't have lived as long as he did, because he had triple bypass surgery when he was 50. He had a heart attack, he had a stroke, he had all kinds of cardiovascular challenges. In fact, the last several years of his life, his heart was only operating at 20%. Yet he still did the Nordic track, he still rode his bike, he painted every single day for 4 hours a day. But my point is, when I was living here, I only saw my mother and father once a year. So one of the biggest blessings of leaving Denver in my late life, age 55, my dad 75, was it gave me about 13 years of seeing my mother and father every single month because of my trucking career. It wasn't just the trucking career itself. There was a lot of added benefits to it. It wasn't just simply that, specifically my second company that I drove for, Knight Transportation, I was able to completely transform my life. Because when I left Denver, I had $250 to my name. My credit was all messed up. I didn't have a car. And emotionally, I was depressed. And it was my mom, when we got back to the Big Bear City House, that said, why don't you drive a truck? That way, and we did some thinking, and I talked to a recruiter, and here's what happened. I found a recruiter. The only reason I'm outside is there's people speaking inside. Maybe I should just go in and just talk to myself on camera inside St. Mark's. There's people that talk to each other, and they talk on the phone, so why can't I talk to myself? I'm gonna go inside. Pay December rent, this rent, and for them to clean my apartment, rent it to someone else, I'm gonna end up owing a bunch of money. But Donald, my manager, said I can work out payments that will be far less than the apartment, and I'll eventually pay those off, maybe by spring. Now, this storm just hit, but I'll be hanging out. St. Mark's open from 6:30 till 10, and I parked my car over here. So pretty much, I'm gonna be working. This last couple days, I worked 12 hours, and I made about $300 one day, and $200 another. And I can take breaks. I don't have to work 12 hours straight. But this is St. Mark's Coffee House in the winter. In the summer, these trees will all have leaves on them. But I parked my car over around the corner, so I'm gonna go back to Brian, Sandy, and the rest of the gang. This was in Florida when I flew to Florida several years ago. And Brian and Sandy are really dear friends of mine. And that's why I wanted to cut this in. So I'm going to go to my car right now, continue this. This about 2-3 minutes long. Turn Guarita. This winds around the backside of Coors Field, and then Whole Foods will be on the right-hand side. There's Coors Field, the backside right here. My $100 quota today in about 3.5 hours. This is Wash Park. It's winter, obviously. I come here a lot in the summer, but it's actually cool to come here in the winter too. Obviously, there's a lot of snow on the ground. You can't see the grass. And there's going to be a lake up to the right I noticed it was frozen over. But the summer it looks quite different. And you can drive here, and then in the summertime, people are riding their bikes, rollerblading. Anyone's here. I hope someone's here. This is the same exact drive that I took in the winter, and it's winter now. It's February 3rd, and it's 70 degrees Fahrenheit. That particular day, driving down the same exact road by the same exact lake. It was snowing and cold. So, pleasure to be here with you. This is Doug from Denver. I'm from San Diego. Actually, I was born in Minnesota. Go ahead. I was born in Minnesota, and but I grew up in San Diego, California. My adult life, from age about early 20s to 37, I lived in Encinitas, California, which is about 40 miles north of San Diego, right in the ocean. Now, about that and how I plan to turn things around and why. My takeaway is I can't let heartache, depression, sadness, even though the fear, the sadness, the heartache, the depression may be justified. Bottom line is, when I spent the whole winter in Encinitas, I car camped in my van, which I don't have any longer. But I had tinted windows. I had about a $20 platform bed that I got from Amazon, and I had a $200 air mattress from REI and a $200 sleeping bag, and I saved $2,000 a month for 4 consecutive months. I slept in my van from 10 o'clock at night to about 4 in the morning, and that saved me $2,000 a month, which frankly I didn't have any. Well, I had $20,000 saved. If you're not familiar with Denver, it has 4 seasons, but the winters are a lot better than most places that snow. You can see this is a beautiful sunny day, but this is not spring and this is not summer. You can see people are out in shorts, rollerblading. This is February 3rd, 2025. And just a week ago, it was 5 below zero. If you like a cold climate, but you like to have some sunshine, Denver is awesome. It's one of the reasons I came back here. Now, this is some beautiful homes. This is called Wash Park. Denver has 53 parks. This is one of my favorites, and I have another one called City Park. So I'm actually going to making a turn, the same exact turn that I filmed last winter when the snow. So I'm just doing it February 3rd. Now, done my $100 quota today in about 3.5 hours. This is Wash Park. It's winter, obviously. I come here a lot in the summer, but it's actually cool to come here in the winter too. Obviously, there's a lot of snow on the ground. You can't see Here's the bottom line. It can snow anytime from Halloween, which is October 31st, all the way to May. However, it can snow and get really cold for a few days, and then it all dries up, the snow goes away, and then it could be like, this is literally 63 degrees, but feels really warm. Yesterday was 70. Anyway, I can't spend the whole day making videos because I worked this morning, I worked all last night, and frankly, I have to really work on my finances. And the way I'm going to work on my finances is to make sure I drive this car and I work. You can see it's a beautiful day today. I got to make sure I work at least 10 to 12 hours a day, anywhere from 5 a.m. in the morning till 5 a.m. the next morning. So this is the first day of the week. You can see how beautiful and sunny. Again, the previous video was literally just driving down the same street, but it's February 3rd, a winter day here in the Mile High City. Look at these people. They're in shorts, t-shirts, and this is the same kind of weather. No, this is not the same kind of weather, dude. This is like summer weather in winter, dude. Oh, it still looks like it's summer, dude. I know this looks like summer, dude, but this is winter. I'm telling you the truth. Look at, there's the proof. February 3rd, 2:23, dude. This is February 3rd. I'm telling you the truth. I know this looks like just like a summer day, dude. I know it looks like a summer day, but it's a winter day. And down here to the left is where Dean Graziosi spoke to us but that was not Prius, dude. I know that Dean Graziosi was teeing up his last year, this time, I don't know if there's any parking spaces here, dude. I know. We'll turn in here. This is called Smith Lake. I know this is Wash Park, dude. I know this is Wash Park. You don't have to tell me it's Wash Park, dude. I know where I'm living. I know you know where you're living, but do you know where you're driving? No, I know where I'm driving right now. I'm dropping into the parking lot where Dean Graziosi spoke to us. Well, it looks like there's one parking space here, dude. I know. We could even pull right in here. We could even pull in the same parking space where Dean Graziosi spoke to us last December, dude. I know that was December before January. I know. And this is a new year. And the lake is still frozen over. See that? Proof. It could be cold here. Look at the lake is still frozen over. But it's warm, dude. I know that's Colorado. That is Colorado, dude. In this right lane here. Looks quite different than summertime. I did a couple of videos over here. But this is winter and Wash Park. And It's frozen over. I don't know if you can walk on it, but I wouldn't walk on the lake, but it's frozen. And you can still walk around the lake, but I'm going to just sit here in my car. All throughout the summer months. I didn't move into my loft until August of 2022. Now this is tricky because I can't see. See, that's the street there coming out of downtown. Now these Capitol Hill streets are narrow. And this is the street I actually parked on, but in the summertime, you can see the houses here. They're older, kind of cool houses. But this is called City Park West. Now, when I had my loft, I was able to cut to Apple Maps. I can't do it anymore. I could do it. Well, I don't know if anyone is here. I say the same thing, and unless you're me, which you're not, you can't be me. There's only one me. There's only one Doug. There's only one me, and you can't be me. So if you can't be me, you probably can't see my world through my eyes. The only way you can see my world through my eyes, and specifically right now, it's 1:20 a.m., February 4th, and I'm in my car. I got my shades going. I'm eating up electricity with some heat. I should probably turn my car off. I actually could turn my car off, but then it turns off my stereo, where I play stuff through my stereo, but I'm going to turn it off for right now. Shut it down, and I have to open the door briefly, because otherwise this thing... There we go, close the door. You have no idea. They don't have any idea, dude. How can they have an idea? Well, there are some people that have an idea what I'm doing, dude. People like Richard, my friend Christopher Stone, Pat Pendleton, my mom does. There are a handful of people that know my predicament. And all the people at St. Mark's Coffee, I shouldn't say all the people, specifically Lou. Lou is Eric's daughter, and Eric is the owner. Two people I love, and then Lou's boyfriend. Every time I walk in the door of St. Mark's, and it's busy, it's been around since 23 years. I came back here, I sound like a broken record, but I want to make this clear so you don't get confused, because if I don't explain things 3 or 4 different times, you could get confused, because my videos are very confusing. that's kind of like my videos are all over the place. I don't understand what you're talking about. Are you trying to tell me that you want to send me a VHS tape from the post office across the street to my address? Is that what you're trying to say? Your videos are so confusing. Your messages, the whole thing, I can't even figure it out. Can you write one sentence about one subject so I can understand what you mean? This is like communication breakdown. There's a Rolling Stones song. I think it was called Communication Breakdown. It happens with ex-boyfriends and girlfriends. And after all, I haven't seen Sylvia since I was 45 years old. I'm 71. I got funked up teeth, and I haven't had a girlfriend since Sylvia. I tried with Monica. I even talked to Sylvia. She probably would even remember. It's probably not a good idea to get relationship advice from your ex-girlfriend, but I thought she was over me. She is over me. She's over me. She's moved on. It kind of reminds me of the movie Family Man with Nicolas Cage. If you want to see a movie that really captures my feelings, I'm no Nicolas Cage. I'm no Brad Pitt. I'm no Matthew McConaughey. But I'm mentoring Matthew McConaughey. Now, here's a really cool thing. May I talk to you for a minute? Of course you can. This is my camera. I can talk to my camera all the time because it's my best friend. You know, there was a point I was camera shy. I was really camera shy until Empower Network. People kept asking me to host the things. Everybody finds me interesting, so they want me to talk to them, even my writers. So eventually I started talking to myself on camera because I figured if I can't be my own best friend, and if I don't love myself, no one's going to love me. So I want someone to eventually love me, so I have to love myself and have these 30-minute conversations because this is the modern mirror work. Back in the 80s, we used to talk to mirrors. Now we talk to iPhones. If we're bold enough and brave enough at 1 a.m. to take this video that's 4 minutes long, we can share it with the world. I've decided I'm just going to be authentically weird. Maybe that'll work. I know I have some women that come in my car now. They ask me if I'm single. Then they're in their 30s, and I'm like, why are you asking me if I'm single? Well, because I feel like you're a pretty interesting guy. Well, here's what I want you to do. Pull up your phone. Do you have a phone? Of course you have a phone. Is it an iPhone? Well, go to search engine right now. I just tell them to do it because it's a good way for them to get to know me. It's the new way. The 71-year-old me. Who knows? Maybe some 30-year-old. I saw this beautiful Asian woman yesterday with this older dude. He's probably wealthy. She was so beautiful with the little girl. She had the most beautiful smile in the world. Kind of reminded me of the Japanese women. She was beautiful, and she was so happy. He's with this old bald guy. I thought he was like old, but I don't know. He might have been in his 40s. I'm 70. And I don't think I'm getting an inheritance. I don't. My mom said, I'm going to live to be 100 and you'll be 80. And so it's then you're going to get your inheritance. And you maybe find someone to share it with. Mom, I'm going to be 80. I'm 70. I may not even make it to 80. You keep telling me about this inheritance. Dad talked about it for 15 years and he's gone. There's no inheritance. You guys keep talking about it. I talked to my friend Pat the other day. I said, they told me 3-bedroom, 2-bath house that they paid cash for $47,000. They said they'd rather have me there than rent it to someone else. As long as I pay the taxes, the insurance, all the basic expenses, it'll probably go to me. So when I'm older, which is now, I'll have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house and won't have to pay rent. And I didn't pay rent for 10 years and I wouldn't have to pay rent forever. That's what they told me. So guess what I did? I paid all the taxes, all the expenses on it for 6 years, probably $30,000 worth, and then they changed their mind. They said, we want to sell Dad's art studio house and move his art studio into the living room. I said, that's no problem. First of all, it's your house, and I only have the master bedroom and my bath, and I only come home 4 days out of the month, and I do my laundry, and Dad could be painting the living room. In fact, I'd see more of him because his art studio man cave would be down the street, and I did see him, but I have to walk down the street, so now he's in the living room. It would be better. Now that he's older, and he's been telling me if he could just make it to 90, now he's like 88, so, it'd be good. It's cool. Plus, it's your house. But they changed the whole arrangement. And slowly the house began to not be a part of my future because I would lose my job. Then I'd help my mom clear out the house and put it on the market, and it was sold. And it's no longer part of my inheritance. It was just gone. $240,000 asset. So I'm beginning to feel like I've got some inheritance karma. Amy's helping me figure this shit out because I can't. That's why I wake up in the middle of the night in my car because I turn it off because I don't want to run down the electricity because I run down all the electricity. I can't drive it. If I can't drive it, I can't pay my phone bill. If I can't pay my phone bill, I can't go online and I would be screwed. And this is in my car. Dude, you're going down the rabbit hole. You're going to be cold and unemployed. And have no money, no phone, and you'd be wandering around like that dude that just was walking down the street going, help, help. You gotta get your shit together, man. You're mentoring with Matthew McConaughey. I tried to put that. I think they blocked it, dude. I tried to share Matthew McConaughey with Sylvia Santos and Tony Robbins, and I think they block it. This is one of the reasons why we got to find another mic. We could try put some on here, but if they put blocked, I put my heart soul into the videos, and then YouTube says, you can't share this. Fuck them. Here's what we need to do. We need to get a coach with the mastermind group, plus find a local dude like Mike who could meet me at St. Mark's Coffee House. Well, face-to-face. Mike never met me face-to-face. We got a face-to-face person. Plus, we got to get some serious coaching here because your time's running out, dude. I hate to tell you. You're not going to see 80. Your mom may see 100, and you're not going to see any inheritance. So you got to get your shit together, man. I'm telling you. You can grow your beard out. Why don't you grow your beard out? This one woman at Whole Foods said she thought you looked kind of cool with your long beard. And I told Chuck, even though I lost my loft, I can still park my car down there. I could even spend the night at the same place I used to sleep in my car and walk and do the same exact things. I won't be living in the Mercantile Square loft building. But I'll be saving $1,100 a month sleeping in the car, just like I did in Encinitas. I think the viewers are all kind of confused. I know they're going to be confused, dude, because my videos are all over the place. Chicago said they're all over the place because they're all over the place. She said that no one's going to watch an hour-long video. No one's going to watch an hour-long video. This is just a fact of life. I'm just stuck with myself. You know, talking to myself, but I do talk to my writers. And I tell them I'm crazy. I lay it all out there. I'm just as crazy with them in person. And I tell you, when you go to my channel, you're going to see my subdude. So I'm going to just tell you what the subdued voice sounds like now. So when you go to my channel, you're not going to be shocked. It sounds like this. What are you doing, dude? I'm making a movie. Do you have a problem with it? Well, you should be out driving, dude. In fact, right now you should be driving. You should have been driving yesterday. You're not driving. If you don't drive, you don't make money. If you don't make money, you can't pay your lease on your car, which is $400 a week, dude. If you don't drive, you got to turn your car in. If you turn your car in, you don't have any income. Then you can't pay your phone bill. And then you're wandering around like that young man. You're not going to wander. I know that would be really tragic when I'm just wandering around saying help. My mom probably still wouldn't help me. That's how cold and how horrible my life is. I just needed $750 from my several $100,000 inheritance to save my apartment. I knew I screwed up. I knew I didn't take care of. My mom keeps saying the same thing over and over again. You didn't take care of your retirement. Dad and I did. You're horrible with money. You're a bad decision maker. I can't help you anymore. I'm tired of helping you. And Mom, I'm going to be home. Oh, that's your problem. I'm not going to help you. I've got my money. I'm still trying to deal with my dad dying. I can't even bring it up because she starts crying. But I know she's just dealing with my dad dying because she was with my dad forever since high school. How'd my parents meet in high school and had their whole life together? And I can't even meet one woman to stay with me. I did find one woman who proposed to me, Sharon, but I was 28 years old. I was a happening dude. You know, I was doing full contact kung fu. I had a sports car. I had an apartment. I was young. I wasn't fit. And she was an RN. And I met her in Del Mar, dude. Right down the street from Tony Robbins' castle. And my inner voice, this is when I was doing soulmate affirmations, dude. I was doing soulmate affirmations. I always tell my writers I'm like a metaphysical Forrest Gump. I'm like an amateur content creator. I'm an amateur storyteller. I'm an amateur comedian. I'm an amateur everything, but I was an excellent massage therapist, and I'm an excellent driver. And I can't keep girlfriends. They're curious about me. Sylvia said once, you're intelligent, you're handsome, you're incredible, you know. That's what they say when they're in love with you. But when they move on, they won't even talk to you anymore. I know, but you got old, dude. Well, she's 63, dude. And I'm not interested in her as a girlfriend. I'm just trying to be lifelong friends because I told her on the beaches of Porto Seguro, even though you want to break up with me, I will love you unconditionally for the rest of my life as your friend. I'm really trying to fulfill it, but it's really hard. What else is going on? I'm scared. Tony Robbins, who I'd like to play. What will we just play some? Worst case, I'll send it to Sylvia, and it'll be blocked. I have to make another video, and we'll just have to not include any Tony Robbins or Matthew McConaughey, but then I can talk about them, but there's nothing like the real experience. I even tell my writers, I'm mentoring with Matthew McConaughey. But I don't know him. But, oh, no. He doesn't know me, but I know him. And his passion on green lights is road trips, and who's a road trip expert? Just because I'm not driving a truck right now doesn't mean I can't tell Matthew McConaughey a thing or two about. I bet I've driven more highways than him. I bet I know more than road trips than him. And plus, the terminal I was based in is in Phoenix, where Mastermind headquarters is. There's a lot of synchronistic things. This whole movie that I have in my head or book could be called. It's kind of like You've Got Mail with Castaway with Tom Hanks, and Meet Joe Black. It's a whole mega movie. It's an independent movie starring Matthew McConaughey acting as me. And I want to get it done before I die, because if I die, I can't get it done. That sucks. Once you die, you can't make movies. This is your pure potentiality just fading away. And then you're going to be dead, and then boom, no movies, no book. And you will never see Sylvia Chin Santos again. Well, I'm probably not going to see her again. Anyway, I don't have to die to not see her again. I'm not going to ever see her again anyway. So, I mean, I'm going to die and not see her again. And right now, I'm not going to see her again or talk to her again, because she's not willing to be even on video like Amy. But Amy's a Buddhist. She's been practicing No-Myoho Renge-kyo. And this is like a weird movie, dude. And anyone tell you you're weird? Yeah, I'm weird. And some women have told me I should go do stand-up comedian. Can you imagine that? Wouldn't that be weird? I try to make it as a driver, and I just go to amateur now at Comedy Works, and they love me, and I end up being on HBO or some shit on TV as an old stand-up comedian. That would be weird karma, dude. I know it could be called the Driving to Tokyo Act. What if you don't do it? You got to go. Worst case, you get up there, they don't pay attention to you, just like Sylvia. They're just eating and talking amongst themselves, and you go up there, you have 3 minutes of embarrassment, and you're off, and you tried it once, and you fucked up. You would at least know. I know, but one time isn't enough. You have to start going there and fucking up. I don't know how many nights they let you fuck up and be an amateur night. Maybe you could go there like 300 times. I don't know if there's even a time limit. Maybe they'll tell you that you have some potential, and even though the audience tonight didn't respond, maybe you can come back once a month for the next 30 years. Dude, I can't come once a month for the next 30 years. I'd be 101. Well, that would be really a trip. You finally make it 101, dude. But I don't think I'm going to live that long. I don't even know how long I'm going to live. At this pace, everything keeps falling apart. I had my loft. I fought like hell to try to keep it. I did. We should just go to work. Sometimes in the middle of the night when I was in my loft, I couldn't sleep. I just said, fuck it, I'm going to go to work. I just got in my car and started driving in the middle of the night. There's all kinds of weirdos in the middle of the night. I got to tell you, I get just a couple 4 stars, but most of them is 5 stars. And I went to the emergency room the other night. Maybe that's the guy that gave me the weirdest. He gave me a 1 cent tip. 1 cent. Why would someone give you a 1 cent tip? They're just trying to make a statement. And then the next guy gave you a $5 tip on a $3 ride. These riders are unpredictable, but somewhat predictable. Thing I can predict is they're in my car, and I tell them, you're stuck with me. You probably don't want to jump out of this car at 60 miles an hour, no matter how weird I am. But I'm an excellent driver. I may be weird. I may be old. But I'm an excellent driver. You should know that. Anyway, let's turn this off. This has been like 18 minutes of just a whole bunch of bullshit. In a very kind of spiritual, Buddhist, metaphysical kind of way. And so my story, from an outside perspective, without any explanation from me to you, you would get confused. Like, for example, when you said my messages are so confusing, I could actually pull it up, but I believe what you said was, what are you trying to say? That you're trying to send me, or you want to send me a VHS tape to my address and mail it at the post office across the street? No. Something really radically got lost in the translation. This is a perfect example of why just back and forth text with almost no communication in 25 years. There's so much room for miscommunication when you can't talk back and forth and see each other. And we have, and it seems like from my perspective, I'm pretending to talk to you and really you're not here, because that's all I have, is to pretend to talk to you, because I can't really talk to you because it seems like you don't want to talk, let alone have my perception could be completely wrong because I'm in the dark and I can only go by what my gut's telling me or the way things are. The bottom line, Sylvia, if you felt the way I did and wanted to have a lifelong friendship that began when you said we would only be friends when I got back to Denver, April 2019, that's what you said. If you wanted a lifelong friendship, and I mean friendship, not boyfriend, girlfriend, where we could be friends, despite the fact that I believe you married Arthur in a dual wedding with Livia. God only knows you could have a partner or a husband now. And you have had a lot of things that have happened in your life because we're not talking and communicating like some of my real friends. I'll give you a specific example. Actually, I'll give you a few. My friend Richard, who's known me since I was in my 20s, he's now almost 80, I'm 71. We talk every day. And we have a lot in common. And maybe the thing is we just don't have anything in common anymore, like Richard and I. Let me give you a specific example. What Richard and I have in common is we met in Encinitas, and we were both married. And we also met at I Street, that doesn't exist anymore. And we are both Self-Realization Fellowship devotees of Paramahansa Yogananda. And he did massage, and we used to actually exchange massages. And then, oddly enough, his first wife married the same exact guy in I Street who originally introduced me to Self-Realization Fellowship. His wife left him, went through a divorce, and married the same guy. And now they've been married for years. We have a lot in common. In addition to all my trips to Japan, the second, third, fourth, and fifth time I flew to Japan on Japan Air, I flew out of San Diego. And every one of my trips, I came up to spend time with him, often sleeping on his couch in an apartment that he's lived in for 34 years in Old Encinitas. I've gone in and out of his life and spent so much time in his apartment, it feels like home. His daughter, who was a little girl when we knew each other in our 20s, is now all grown up in her 40s. I was down to my last 39 cents, and her name's Priya. Always seen Priya at the apartment in Encinitas. This was the first time I actually would pick her up at the airport here in my electric car. And Richard paid me $100 cash to bring her out to Boulder. It's about a 50-minute drive. We had a chance to talk back and forth about my situation in life. She considers me kind of like Uncle Doug. The point is, we're really close, and we always end all of our conversations with, I love you. That's the kind of friendship I'm talking about. So when I just literally talked to you a few minutes ago, Christopher Stone, I met him years ago when I was a sound man for the Inside Edge group, which was best-selling authors like Brian Tracy, Louise Hay, Dan Millman. I was the sound man working directly with the founder of the organization. And I met Chris there when he was performing. We fast became friends, and he actually lived in Encinitas for 18 years. He has been and is up in Northern California. And while I was driving a truck from Southern California to Portland, I've often passed through where he lives. We've been talking every day. I have that friendship. Pat Pendleton was my best friend. We actually started out dating, and we decided just to be friends. The apartment I was living in when I met you, 2264 Dexter Street, was her apartment. I actually used to come over to that apartment when we were exploring the possibility of being boyfriend-girlfriend. We decided just to be friends. Now, she's one of my best friends, and she's been one of my best friends for like 30 or 40 years. I'm actually, believe it or not, even though it appears that you are not interested in a friendship with me, that others are. I'm not short on having people that care about me. However, I do have people that I thought would care about me, like my own sister, Kathy, who recently told me via email that I ceased to exist, simply because I told my other sister, Janet, when she said I was lazy. How can you call me lazy when Kathy got $250,000, $250,000 in her 20s, when her husband tragically was shot and killed, and she got 2 tax-free incomes for the rest of her life. She never went back to school, never took another job, and she's done nothing. I just stated a fact. I just said, how can you call me lazy when Kathy basically did nothing? Doesn't mean that I didn't say she didn't have a right to retire. I probably would too. But when my sister called me lazy and not to talk to my own folks, and I didn't understand my own parents when I saw them every single month for 13 years. And my sister Janet, as executor of my parents' estate, talked my mom into selling the house after I lost my job, because she convinced my mom I was a poor homeowner and a liability, and said she should empty the house and sell it. After I lost my job that I loved, November 5, 2021, even though I lost my job, I helped her clear out the whole house and help her get ready to put on the market, which means I would be not only jobless, but homeless. That all happened after 13 years successful career, 5 trips to Japan, and I was really at that place, in that time, in a good place. I'd saved $37,000. I had a successful trucking career, but all of that was flipped on its head because of a simple, quick micro sleep. Matthew McConaughey would call it a red light. Now, what's up? Taco and I made it to the Pacific. This is the Pacific. First time I've seen the Pacific in Japan. Go see Taco.
Anything? No, nothing. No phone, no wallet. This guy's got no ID on him. Just for a minute. Just for a minute. Just for a minute.
Code Blue, call it in.
Hey! Hey!
Thank God.
Stop! Back away from the door. Back away! Back away! Stop! Stop! Junior, with the door. Look at me. You open this door, we're all dead. You understand? My partner, Detective Danny Williams, he has a gunshot wound to the chest. We need an EMT. We need a cardiothoracic trauma specialist. We need a bomb squad here, right now.
Today I'm gonna do an audition. I'm hoping I did well enough to at least get a call back. Welcome to my trailer. So, just got done with wardrobe. Now I'm gonna sign papers, contract. Just picked up my script from the studio and I start filming tomorrow tentatively, the course of 2 days, widely spread apart. But I'm really excited because I just found out that one of my favorite actors is directing this episode. 2 guesses: RoboCop, Naked Lunch. You're cute. Why are you licking my script? Hey girl, love. Today is my big day. I filmed today, trying not to psych myself out. Chris, don't psych yourself out. Considering the fact that I have hair, makeup, and wardrobe waiting for me on set, for some reason, packing took me a lot of time, and now I'm almost late. So here we go. On set. Glad I made it on time. I'm always running.
Here at Legal Pete's, he knows exactly. This is the young lady. This is all the gang. Everyone here is cool, man.
Yeah.
I come here every day and they get to know me.
Yeah.
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 And they have chips and salsa.
What's up, Tokyo?
Tokyo, what's up? Say hi to Tokyo.
What's up, Tokyo? I love it.
No, seriously.
Mac, do you mind?
I've been in Tokyo 5 times.
Just for a second. Thanks. Oh my gosh.
Bloom, yeah, he's gonna finish.
I'm back.
He's
Let's do
back.
it.
Tokyo, driving to Tokyo channel. Anyway, he's doing he knows me.
Oh, I know it. You got to get everything for Doug. You know what I mean? You got to get all the free stuff.
Yeah, all the free stuff. He
Doug
knows
loads it up. He's got a good palate.
Yeah.
You know?
Every day, man. I
Every
gotta
day.
drive, bro. I gotta pay my bills too, bro. I have to drive Lyft this afternoon, man. I
Yeah,
got
dude.
some street bonuses.
There you go.
We all have to do what we have to do, man.
You got to do what you got to do.
And I know I'm coming here before the chips and salsa shit. But
Oh yeah, that's a given, man. We know, Just like I know your order. I got you.
Yeah. And this young lady,
Looking good?
she's a happening chick.
We're happening people.
You're happening people, man. So he's finishing up my burrito. I'm sending this to. I'm sending this to Tokyo.
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 What's up, Tokyo?
What's up,
Hey,
Tokyo?
This is Mac.
Yep.
My boy Bloom. Woo! Legal Pete's, baby.
Yep.
Illegal Pete's, Denver.
Illegal Pete's, Denver. If you ever come to Tokyo, come to Denver. You gotta go to Legal Pete's. Right.
I'm gonna grab your chips.
Okay, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. I'm sorry, I'm a strange dude. I'm not the typical 69-year-old dude, man.
I love it. It's good. What's up, guys?
He's making me a burrito with white rice, black beans, barbacoa,
Yeah.
Illegal Pete's, right around the corner from where I live.
Illegal Pete's, Denver.
All my friends in Tokyo, this is my main dude.
What's up, guys? You said chicken or you want to do beef?
We'll do beef.
There you go. See, Doug used to get chicken a lot.
I know I used to
But
get
he's-
chicken.
but
I
he
kind of
switched it
switched
up.
up.
He switched it up
He
now.
knows.
I know.
He knows it.
Wait for the. I think
Yeah, I know. There's no rush, bro.
How you been?
I'm
What's new? You still just every day?
every day
How
making
many-
videos.
How many you done today so far?
I've done 4 already.
Nice. You drive this morning?
Yeah, I drove this morning, made $100 already.
Yeah, there you go.
I should be your 69-year-old hero, dude.
You are, man. There you go. All right, we're
No,
doing.
I've already made my $100
You
video.
already made your quota.
Yeah,
There you go.
do my video with you.
I love it. So this is how Doug likes it. You gotta get everything.
Yeah,
Everything in there.
I'm making this next video just for my bro, man.
Let's do it. Doug, have you met Josh yet?
No, Josh.
Josh
We
is
met
new.
the other
Yeah,
day.
yeah. You guys are all cool.
Not him.
No, you guys are all cool. And what's the other dude? You said his name was.
Is it Andrew?
Okay, I have this mounted hands-free on my windshield. It's a heavy phone, so sometimes it actually falls. But I'm just about in the mountains still, going on I-70, approximately 40 minutes from my loft. I'm gonna make a video for sure by the end of the day, but most likely I'm gonna go to my loft, unload everything in my car because I can't go out driving. I've got my car loaded with my massage table and things from my parents' garage. I was just in my parents' house in Arizona City. I left Saturday, drove up there Saturday, arrived Sunday, stayed from Sunday till Monday afternoon, about 24 hours, basically overnight. But I had a really nice visit. I couldn't stay longer as much as I'd like to because my situation now is quite a bit different. When I was driving a truck, there was a point I put my foot down, I saved $37,000. My car was paid for, all my credit cards are paid off. I didn't have any rent or mortgage. And it wasn't that I was making a lot of money, but I didn't have that much in the way of expenses, primarily just my cell phone and whatever I spent on the road. Now, because I have my loft, I have parking, I have commercial insurance all the way down the line, plus I have a little bit of credit card debt. Not so much that I can't just put my foot down and pay off the credit cards. But the point is, I was going to work Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and actually go see my dad or my folks today. But my friend Sophia Rashkin, who I haven't heard from in a long time, called me on Saturday, and I told her, well, you know, we hadn't talked in a long, long time, so she said, I'd like to catch up and find out what's going on. I mentioned this in another video, but I just thought I'd mention it again driving home. I told her first, not that this was the important thing, I told her on my dad's birthday, which was the 90th birthday, April 24th, I wasn't there, but there was a huge online event called the Art of Living. The Art of Living with Matthew McConaughey. It wasn't on TV, it wasn't like a movie. It was, I saw a short little video that I'm going to play because it's only 40 seconds long. I saw the same exact video that I'm going to show you, and it piqued my curiosity. It was free. It was on my dad's birthday, and since I worked my own hours and stuff, and it was 6 hours long, I decided to watch it. I didn't really know anything about Greenlight or Matthew or what he was doing. Of course, I've heard of Anthony Robbins. I did not really know that much about Dean, but I watched it. Right off the bat, before I even went on the event, I upped my status to VIP for only $47. And to tell you the truth, that particular day, I was kind of sad. I was kind of in a funk because I wasn't with my dad on his birthday. But I thought it was kind of funny that there was a negative that I wasn't with my dad, and he wanted just to make it to 90, and I wasn't there. But the positive is I was able to be at home and watch this event, right? I got so much out of it. There was 2 million people on it. It was Matthew's first event. I've watched Matthew's opening talk several times, even though I know exactly what he's going to say and how he's going to say it. And I watched now a number of videos. Here's the takeaway. Here's the bottom line. It may not be the same for you. For me, it was total alignment with my Driving to Tokyo channel as far as some of the philosophy I live by and some of the ways I look at life. I completely related to it to the point I went all in. All in means I think it was $700. Okay, I put on my credit card. Now I knew exactly what they were doing, so I'll give you a short summary, and then I'm going to turn this off because this has already been 4 minutes. Because I was in Empower, because I was Jack Canfield Soundman, Self-Esteem Seminars, because I did the Inside Edge and all my experience I'm not saying this to brag, I'm just saying I had experience with events, putting on events and setting up the sound, being around speakers and all of that. And the methodologies, I studied that with Empower Network. First thing, you offer it for free. Now, I'm assuming, I don't know for sure because I haven't talked to Matthew or Dean about this or Anthony, but I'm going to play this and it's worth watching. Dean talks about the fact that they had Matthew speak at one of their events where they had 2 million people. Now, Dean said he's been doing this 27 years, and Tony's been doing this 47 years. This is just my assumption. There was 2 million people there for a combination. It was free, but also some people that had already seen Matthew speak at maybe one of Anthony's events and wanted to attend this because they already knew what to expect. And plus it was free. I knew about Anthony. So the bottom line is, I'm 69 going on 70, and I'm still trying to get on the other side of getting fired, losing my house, losing my van, sleeping in my car in Encinitas. Although I'll talk more about that. That really wasn't that bad because I had $700 a month coming in. I had no rent, no car payments, and I was walking on the beach. I had an awesome time. I had a chance to recharge my batteries. That wasn't bad at all. In fact, it was awesome. But I did sleep in my car the first 4 months here, and that still wasn't bad because it was summer. I had custom, in the same exact vehicle, I had WeatherTech shades. I just had to sleep from 10 till 4:30 in the morning. I went to Starbucks every morning. I went to St. Mark's Coffee. I was very similar to what I did in Encinitas, but I didn't have my loft. I didn't have my lift platform. I was more or less, to all intents and purposes, one step above the people that are sleeping in there, or 10 people that are homeless, except I had the advantage of having my car, obviously, and then I had $700 a month coming in. But that was my starting point about a year ago. Now, I'm already feeling, and there's, and so I told Sophia about this, but the important part that I told her about that is more important than anything right now, including the day, Matthew's event and all that, is my dad called me a week ago and told me he was dying. And my mom wrote a text, said, Dad's dying. That was like a week ago. I immediately booked a flight. And I'll talk more about this when I get back to my loft because I'm driving right now. But I just drove out to spend 24 hours with my dad and mom and had an awesome visit. They're very happy I came. They understood, because of my circumstances and the way my lifestyle is, as much as I wanted to just hang out for a few weeks or a week or 5 days, I couldn't. I just had to come in, spend time with them. I took a bunch of photos. I made the best. I had the best time for my visit there. I picked up my massage table, all my stuff, connected with my dad. I had a chance to talk to my mom about the whole situation in person, not over the phone. And they really appreciate. My dad was really happy I came because he knew he's dying. He could die any day. But then again, we've talked about he's on oxygen. His heart's operating at 20%. He's having to take morphine. He's hanging in there. He's watching TV. He has good days, bad days, and he could live another 6 months, or he could die tonight. But the point is, I got to see him, and I told him that I'm probably not going to be here when you die, most likely. Now I do have the possibility of jumping on a plane and being there in 2 hours, if it comes down to that. If my mom contacted me and said that this definitely looks like he's going to pass, like tonight or tomorrow. So that's going on. That's, you could say that's a negative. But the truth is, my dad's 90. He just wanted to make it to 90. And I'll talk more about how I feel about it when I get back to my mom. So I'm gonna sign off.